What's up, guys? One was and it's been a couple hours since I've come home after seeing Spider-Man Brand New Day. Day of release, 30th of July. Saw it at 12 p.m, so I didn't get to see any spoilers because I've been getting spoilers for every fucking MCU Marvel project for years, so I just watched it and now I can talk about it. And will be a complete spoiler filled rant, review-esque thing, whatever, because I just want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it on stream next. But for me, the film was really well done. Like, the story it conveyed, it was all about character growth and either living with stress or, like, understanding the good with the bad and how you can become a yin and yang type situation. But the disappointing part about that is that we got, like, I still have questions about him becoming fully arachnid or whatever. Like, it was alluding to the Man Spider story even in the trailer, and then the movie, we basically got everything we saw in the trailer regarding that. So it's just, just deal with it and move on. Now he just has natural webs when he feels like he can have natural webs. That doesn't really make any sense. I wish they could have delved into that a bit more. That's the only reason why Hulk was in the movie. And speaking of the Hulk, everything we saw in the trailers was everything we saw in the movie. Like, every scene besides him being Professor Hulk for, like, a little bit. And I'm kind of glad they hid that, because people would have been annoyed knowing Professor Hulk was in the movie. But it was cool seeing how Professor Hulk was tiny compared to Rage Monster Hulk. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing that we only saw that one scene. But we did get a slight tease to the comic about Hulk remembering Peter, but not Bruce. But it doesn't work because they never met in the MCU. Peter was on Titan, whilst Bruce was in Wakanda, and they probably met at Tony's funeral, if anything. But that's it. And at rating wise for the film, like, it's an easy 7.5 for me. It's on 8 out of 10 because I felt like there were specific things that were either cut or, like, they could have added stuff in, like, especially with MJ and Ned, they were barely in the movie. I know I said myself that they shouldn't be in the movie a lot, but, like, they became kind of prominent characters because, it's Peter's friends. So you kind of would expect certain things, but, like, at least Ned just happened to be there. Like, it was kind of disappointing in that regard. The MJ arc works. Of course, they didn't do Mary Jane or a Gwen or even a Black Cat. We don't even know if we'll ever get that, because this MJ feels like to be the love interest forever in these movies, especially now that Tom and Zendaya are properly together and married. So I doubt we'll even get a proper Mary Jane or a Gwen Stacy or a Black Cat, Felicity Jones type thing. Hopefully we get a Black Cat at least, because people have been wanting Black Cat in the movies for a while. We were going to get in TASM 2, but we didn't. But as a tier in terms of the MCU-based Spider-Man movies, I feel a dead last for me is Far From Home. People say it's overhated. I just don't like it. Something about it just doesn't grip with me. Like, the story is cool, but it just doesn't, like, it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie to me. I don't know if it's about it being in Europe or whatever, but it legitimately just feels like all the characters we know from Homecoming, besides Liz and that, and another movie, and added Nick Fury, and tease Earth 2, and added Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, okay, I don't know. Then third place is Homecoming. I liked it. I like rewatching it. It's a fun movie. Then it's Brand New Day at number 2. I wanted it to be number 1, but it's Brand New Day's number 2. Then No Way Home is at number 1. In my head, that movie, like, people say it's nostalgia bait or whatever, but, like, the story in that is, from the get-go, it's like you're tense because of the ending of Far From Home. And that was the only good part about Far From Home was the ending into No Way Home. Like, barely any movies I know with its sequel starts instantly like that. The only other one that's on my mind that does that is John Wick 2 into 3. Because he starts running at the end of 2, then at the beginning of 3 he's still running. Because he has the price on his head. The Parabellum. Let's talk about The Punisher. In order to prepare to watch this movie, I watched season 2 of The Punisher because I watched season 1 a couple of months ago now, and then I watched One Last Kill last night. It's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but Brand New Day, him and Brand New Day didn't allude to anything we've seen before, unless there's something that happened in Born Again, because I haven't seen Born Again yet. The only thing that was referenced is his family a little bit. But the place he's staying at, did we ever see that before? I don't know. I don't think so. So, like, that was kind of, oh, here's the Punisher in the movie. And I knew going into it that he was going to be the prominent Avenger character. Like, we got the Hulk and Bruce Banner for those particular scenes. But John Bernthal is the kind of the other MCU adjacent character that has a prominent role in it. But, like, it's I think it's a little bit smaller than Doctor Strange. No, maybe the same. It's definitely less than RDJ in Homecoming and Nick Fury in Far From Home. It just feels like it's like sometimes like you don't even know if he's gonna return. Like I didn't even know if he was gonna be at the end of the movie. I just generally thought he wasn't gonna be a part of the final battle type thing, because what was teased to be the final battle in the trailers was him going at the hand. People were thinking that's a final shot of the movie with like Daredevil and even Hulk being in the frame, but it wasn't. It wasn't. They didn't do what they did in No Way Home with the trailer with the other Spider-Man. It was just a single shot. But I love John Bernthal as Punisher. We don't know where we'll see him again. We don't know if he'll get a proper show. We don't know if he'll be back on Born Again. I know that I know that Tom Holland wants to return the favor and be on the Marvel TV with him. I don't know how Sony's gonna fucking do that, but Tom Holland has the power, you know? Like, this is a franchise now. Like, it wasn't like that with Andrew Garfield, but, like, Tom Holland has the power to make or break these films or whatever, because he was the one that made No Way Home happen. He was the one that basically pushed this movie forward so he can shoot the Odyssey and all that stuff. I alluded to it just before, but the quick shots of the hand or whatever with Boomerang and Tombstone and these other like iconic comic book shots, Tombstone was in it for one single shot, even though we knew for a while that Marvin Jones, who I know as Tobias from Black Lightning, he was in it for like one singular shot. Why do you announce that he's going to be in the movie if he's there for technically a cameo shot? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of disappointed me. It's like, oh, so he's going to play some minor role. No, he's just in it for a single shot with a single voice line. And he's sure he gets webbed up. But, like, that kind of disappointed me. And here's the big thing. Sadie Sink. Steve Lacy indirectly revealed it yesterday that she was playing Jean Grey when it was alluded to for many, many months that she was going to be Jean Grey. I was on the bandwagon not wanting her to be Jean Grey, because I wanted them to need to explain it, because like it could have been any the real Mary Jane or whatever, but then we slowly learned that it was gonna be the main villain. The main villain had about telepathy, going into the minds of people, possession or whatever. So like, who do we know that can do that? Someone with telepathy. And who do we know that has telepathy that has red hair in the Marvel Universe? Fucking Jean Grey. It was like the easiest thing, and next thing you know, it is Jean Grey. It is Jean Grey. She has a sister as well in this film called Sarah. I don't know if she's in the comics or whatever. I think Jean Grey having a sister in the MCU, at least in the Famke Janssen era. I don't even know that's how you pronounce her name. Maybe she had a non-mutant sibling, I don't know. But like, is she considered a mutant? Like, it didn't say anything about her being a mutant. Even they allude to Miss Marvel's character being a mutant, right? Like, since the X-Men aren't in the MCU yet, besides the multiversal shit, like, how can humanity looking down on mutants be a thing if they're not revealed to be a mutant in it? You know, like, I kind of hope she was from an incursion event or whatever, like some Doctor Strange nonsense or like Avengers nonsense would explain someone from a different universe being in our world, but that wasn't the case. They just happened to be in the MCU, and it's like, okay, do you explain it? Not really. Do you explain that she'll return to be Jean Grey in the X-Men movies? you didn't. So it was like, oh, you just happened to have Jean Grey in the movie as a character people know as kind of the main villain, but she's not really a villain. The main villain turned out to be Damage Control, which everyone on the servers fucking knew that. But it's like, okay. But speaking of the ending of the movie, Punisher had a sniper aimed at Jean Grey, and he shot. It was a pretty cool scene, actually. They were doing some mind telepathy, in mind chatting, but then he had a spider sense in the mind, hearing it go off. So Peter saved Jean Grey, taking the bullet. Then of course Punisher saw that immediately and immediately regretted his actions. So like, we got the shot from the comics with him being in it, taking him to the hospital. Then we saw again him at the end in the hospital wing or room or whatever. That part kind of confuses me, because one, that means random people know who Spider-Man is again, and two, the Punisher is still a criminal in the Marvel universe from the shows and whatever. Like, sure, the like Madani and specific things from Homeland like don't give a fuck what he does anymore, because he technically is a good person, because he just only kills bad people. But yeah, he's just there. And what apparently, knowing this kind of irritated me, because it would have worked so well. I think they did interact, but apparently the nurse that was tending for Peter in that final scene was Claire from all the Defender Saga shows. She's in every show. I don't know if she's in the Punisher, but she's in every show. She's in Defenders. She's in Iron Fist. She's in Luke Cage. She's in Daredevil. So those who watch those shows, who are obviously Punisher fans or whatever, would know who she is. You know? I knew who she was before even fucking watching the shows. You know what I mean? And the test audience didn't know who it was. So, like, they cut it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do you cut characters that people who don't watch Marvel wouldn't know? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you might as well cut the Tombstone thing then, because they don't know who the fuck that is. That irritated me. Knowing that we could have had Claire. This is why I kind of want to see them do a kind of extended edition thing with, like, just add the scenes in that the dickhead fucking test audiences didn't like or whatever. Because we got an extended edition for both Far From Home and No Way Home. Don't know if it'll be any different for this one. And I don't know how we can even watch the extended edition for Far From Home, because the only way I could was through the cinema last year. I don't know. Then something also disappointing me is how the Hand didn't really have a role in the movie. They were just there, serving as puppets through the Damage Control and Jean Grey, because the fights we've seen against them in the trailers were Jean Grey controlling them. Like, I was like, what the fuck? So you're telling me we're getting like kind of a proper crossover between the Defenders and Spider-Man, and the Hand is a big baddie with Iron Fist and Daredevil and that, and she's not actually fighting the Hand. I don't know, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, so they're not villains, but they are villains because of the reveal at the end. I don't know. But another thing, I kind of smiled when she came on screen, but we got Florence Pugh's Yelena. She's in it. It was rumored that she was in the movie like last year or whatever, and I thought it wasn't true or whatever, but no, she is. She is in the movie. And this begs the question, when the fuck is this movie set? You know? Because Doomsday was meant to be released in May, so this would have been released afterwards, but would that mean this movie's set before or after? Because it's set 4 years after the events of No Way Home. That would realistically mean that it'd be 2028. And it's not 2028 in the MCU time, so it's fucking confusing. Because Yelena's in Doomsday, and she looks like she has long hair in in this film. So, like, is this before or after? Like, I would want to know. If it's before, that makes sense. If it's after, that doesn't make sense. What makes even less sense is that there's an end credit scene. And the end credit scene is the Spidey tracker, and it reveals a Spidey sighting in space, which is heavily alluded to an incursion taking place. So it could be one of three things: our Spider-Man is in a weird fucking location. It's miles from the Spider-Verse movies or the upcoming like live action one, or it's one of the other two Spider-Man, Tobey or Andrew. Heavily alluding to Tobey, because it's alluded that he's either going to be in Doomsday or Secret Wars or both. But yeah, who knows? I don't fucking know. I don't know. But something that kind of made me smile is that the gravestone of May Parker, and she's back in it, Marissa Tomei, as a Vision, in the same scene again and again and again, basically, in the Homecoming suit. And the Homecoming haircut as well, which kind of surprised me. Don't know how they did that. But on the gravestone, it had the quote from Insomniac. When you help someone, you help everyone. That was like, those who know. I don't know if that's been the thing in the comics or whatever, but I knew that from the game, and they just made me happy, because like, they are treating the Insomniac games as like good inspiration, because the Insomniac games are like, no matter how a rush Spider-Man 2 was, they're great games. They're great narratives, you know? Like, they're the definitive Spider-Man experience, because, like, having a story that's 2 hours, it's completely, like, overlooked by a story that can last 20 hours, which is what the games are. So who knows? And don't get me wrong, I've said a lot of negative things in the past 20 minutes of me rambling, but this was a very fun watch. I really liked it, and it will be one of those movies I will be excited to rewatch. I don't know when, but I will be excited to rewatch it, because it's just it's like one of those like comfort movies, you know. It's not insane as like an Avengers film or like No Way Home or whatever. It feels like the Spider-Man type of film we need in the MCU. Like in Homecoming, he was trying to be this big Avenger, and in Far From Home he wasn't trying to be it anymore, and then in No Way Home he was thrust into this multiversal shenanigans. Then this one, it was just him existing, then stumbling across something, like it's genuinely, it's just him existing, finding some shit that happens, and we have another hero there that happens to be there, and it just works, you know. It can work as just a random week in a heavily populated superhero city. It just begs the question, where the fuck was Peter when the Void happened? Because he's in New York. That needs to be addressed. That thing, even fucking Punisher or Daredevil. That, like, what happened when half the city turned into a shadow? They need to bring that up in another movie, well, another project or something. But I'm just glad that this movie exists. This is the first Spider-Man 4. It's the fucking 9th live-action Spider-Man film. It's our first 4th? What the fuck? Like, it's weird to know that Spider-Man got his 4th movie after Thor and fucking Captain America. Like, what? What do you mean? And of course we got the Avengers 4, but technically Avengers 4 is Avengers 3 Part 2 in a sense, because it was originally Infinity War Part 2. And then it became Endgame, because it feels like two different movies, realistically, instead of one massive story, even though it kind of is one massive story. But yeah, that's legit my ramble of this movie. It was like, if you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a Marvel enjoyer or whatever, like, it's one of those movies that just, like, it fits, it works, you know? Like, I could see if shit didn't happen in Far From Home like it did at the end, I could see this being the story of the third film, and that is a good thing. To think about, because it is not to dismiss No Way Home and what it was, but like it feels like a Spider-Man film that we needed. You know, nothing too crazy or extravagant or whatever. And the big potatoes thing, you know, like I was like, sure, there was like other characters from the MCU, like we have Punisher, we got Yelena, and we got the Hulk, but like it just feels like a Spider-Man story and an experience that we could have gotten in another avenue. We really did, and I really liked that. I really did like it. And again, it's an easy 7.5 for me. It's not an 8 out of 10. I think No Way Home is like the benchmark of an 8 out of 10. Brand New Day still has 8.2 on IMDb, but it's still fresh reviews, so I think it will go lower. Go down to like 7.9 or 7.8, I think. Because I just feel there was like extra stuff. Like, and one of the things in the movie that I thought multiple times would be like, oh, that part from the trailer hasn't happened yet. So many times. The thing with Hulk, the shots with Punisher, blah blah blah. Like, so like it felt like an hour into the movie already. Then I thought like, oh, the Hulk part hasn't happened yet, and that shouldn't be a thought process you have when watching a movie. You should watch the movie without thinking about shit, and just continue watching it. But I didn't have that because I was thinking about, it's a good movie. I mean, you wouldn't be watching a spoiler-filled fucking thing if you haven't watched it. But I'd be excited. I'm excited for Doomsday now, and Secret Wars, and a Spider-Man 5. Like, we're guaranteed now. Like, this is the start of a new trilogy. This is not the fourth movie of a quadrilogy. It's starting of a new one. This is... Looking at this as a start of a trilogy is better than having an ending of a quadrilogy. And that's a good thing to think about, Think about it as Jurassic World being the start of a trilogy and not the fourth movie in the Jurassic Park franchise. Thinking as the beginning rather than just the next thing is kind of cool. So, who knows what will happen in the next film and what it will be called. Like, I saw this meme or this image. It was fucking sick. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, Scorpion. It was cool that he was back, but he was barely in it. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, people were getting like having like TASM 2 and Amazing and Spider-Man 3 flashbacks, saying like there's too many things, too much happening. But like, we have the main villains, Machine Kroll and Jean Grey, but like, I wanted more of Scorpion, and he was just in it for a bit, and one of the scenes was him being mind controlled by Jean, so like, I'm hoping he comes back. Like, he kind of deserves to be the main villain. He was just in it. Like, he didn't even need to be in it to serve the plot. He was just in it for the sake of like, oh hey, remember this character that we didn't come back to, but we're coming back to now? That kind of was disappointing. Hey, here's what I saw. I fucking love... I don't know if you can see it, but those titles are sick. Darkest Day and One Last Day are pretty cool. Darkest Day, the red, the black, that looks sick. This right here looks sick. I saw this fucking months ago. September. Fucking nearly a year ago. That looks sick. I think I've rambled for long enough about this movie. I wish I could glaze it. But like, I'm at an age where I watch a movie and I can outright say if I enjoyed it and what I didn't like about it, or if it's good or bad. This is one of those films where like, it's just a comfort film. It's good. It's a good watch. It would feel rewatchable, but it's not an insane film. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to really say, TBH. But yeah. My name's been Lewis, and this has been an impromptu ramble review, whatever, of Brand New Day. Last time I did it was for Thunderbolts. I didn't do one for Fantastic Four because I thought I was going to make a massive YouTube video on it, but I didn't. Like a massive, like, highly edited one. I just wanted to sit down and ramble and talk about it because it's a fun movie. So, yeah. I'm even more anticipated for Doomsday now. 4 months left. Is it 4 months? 4 months and a bit. It's in December. Apparently the new Hunger Games movie comes out in November. But yeah, I was thinking of making shorts for this video, but like, what the fuck in this video can be a short? I'm not just rambling and like yelling at you. This is not short worthy content, or like, this isn't content that's worthy to just pump out to do a bunch of work for. It's just me rambling. No one's gonna fucking watch it. No one has watched the other rambles. Even for the Arrowverse stuff. It's just me sitting here and talking and like whatever. I didn't even say what I wore today. I wore my Inside Studio shirt. I was gonna wear my long sleeve Spider-Man shirt that I bought for Spider-Man 3 last year, but I was like, it would have felt too tacky. But I wore this. So I was like, I think I watched this. Wore this for Fantastic Four as well. Watching Marvel movies with my joke about the MCU. It's funny. But yeah, let's see you in the next freaking thing that we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I got Elden Ring Platinum last night. I will be getting Night Rain Platinum tonight, so that's weird to think about. And I'll be starting Soros tonight as well. So depending when you see this, if you're seeing it tonight when it's out, I will be live right now. So come by if you wanna. If you enjoy me rambling like this, I speak like this on stream majority of the time because I'm chill, laid back. I don't give a fuck about the Mr. Beast energy. I want to get into doing shit like hyper energetic or whatever, but like that's not me, bro. That's not me. You know, I'm a metalhead. I play guitar. I do vocals. You know, I just sit down and play guitar and play games. That's me. You know, I'm not energetic. Even though I want to kind of be on the league as Spidacy, but I'll never be that man. Anyways, that's about it. So yeah. That's not even the Spider-Man thing. That's Iron Man 3.